And
So we're doing
your what is that? Your press for pressing, or what do you use?
I am ironing, pressing.
Yeah.
And
that item is.
I don't even know what you call it.
Yeah.
Must have a name.
Mm-hmm.
But it's solid, and it's for pressing curves.
Yeah.
For in your sleeves.
For
you
shaping.
Could do the cuffs, and you could do.
Yeah.
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 And I've recovered it, I think, maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can tell it's pretty worn.
Yeah.
But it's
very nice.
I use it all the time.
And where did you get that from?
I got it from my mother. It was hers. She used to sew for people, the rich people.
Yes.
Because she had a machine, and she got her first sewing machine when we lived at Crewson Corners, and I would be in grade 3. So that's when she got her first sewing machine.
Well, what kind of?
It was a Singer, I believe. She got it from Eaton's delivery.
Wow.
And it was on a stand, like it wasn't a portable.
Mm-hmm.
It had its own case.
Was it like a treadle one?
No, it was electric.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had a treadle one before that.
That's neat.
It was her first electric one.
Yeah, she would be so excited.
Yeah.
It would help too. It would speed up things.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Very much so, because she was, still had 9 kids.
Yeah, and she was taking in, and she was sewing for people.
Sewing for people. Yeah.
Yeah, something she could do at home while dinner's cooking or whatever's going on.
And she had a monstrous big garden there. We had our own peach trees and apple trees. That was at Crewson's Corners. Crewson, by the way, Crewson's Corners is named after Ed Crewson's grandfather who lived there.
Oh.
And I didn't know that until just about 5 years ago.
That's
Ed
really
said
neat.
something about going to see his grandfather. And I said, where does he live? He's on Crewson's Corners. And I said, hey, you got to be pulling my leg. He says, no. Yeah.
Small world.
It was a small world.
Okay, now Crewson's Corners, was that?
Down near Acton.
Okay, so.
Between Acton and Rockford.
Yes, and that was the place you said that, the place is, right at the corner. It was basically just a corner. But I think I Googled it for the address, and it's all built up. It's subdivision or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all built up now.
They wrecked it.
Yeah, but you were telling me the story about on the way to school and these different trees and the different fruit trees on the way.
Yeah. And we'd just help ourselves. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. There was one road that wasn't what you call a maintained road that we always took. It was like a lane almost, but it was just not a non-maintained road. And it had all these trees and stuff on it. It was great.
That would be amazing. Yeah, so like traffic wasn't there, and you guys.
There was no traffic.
Yeah, so you guys could go along, and yeah.
And it was well, the 2 concessions. That's quite a walk.
That is, because if you go for like here, what is it? 2.8 kilometers is the length of from one corner to another.
Yeah.
So you're going on almost 6 kilometers one way. And 6 back.
There'd be half a dozen of us or better that were coming from this little Crewson's Corners and walking together. So it was good.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, this is all before there was like bottled water and things to take. Yeah.
There was a creek.
I was going to say, I hope there was a creek along the way. Stick your face in there and carry on.
Yeah. Oh. It was a different way of life back then.
It would be. The only way I can even think of that and wrap my head around it is what I've seen, like on, say, Anne of Green Gables or Little House on the Prairies, where they're kind of, they pack up their lunch and off they go and they have their walk and their little adventures. But especially Anne of Green Gables, for my age group. And you're watching them meet up with their friends on their walk. And their little, like, to school, and then on the way back, and they had shortcuts through, like, the forest, and they had different farmers' lanes that they could use.
Well, you're your dad used to kitty corner boys through the bush up on the farm. He used to go kitty corner ways through there and go to the school over there.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so you have, and that's, so he lived it.
Oh, yeah, definitely lived it.
And if you hadn't just said that, I would never have pictured that. I don't know why I pictured an open field. And why would you go, now, come on, Marty, why would you do that? Why would you go up to the corner, away, and over? That would double his walk.
Yeah. And one day, Joan and him decided they were going to play hooky. And they went to the bush. They spent the whole day, and they thought the whole day in the bush. They were there, and they had their lunch, and the whole thing, and they thought, well, it was time to go home. So they went back home because nobody had watches. And they went back home, and it wasn't even lunchtime yet. They got into trouble.
They would. And if it was a dull day and they didn't know how to follow the sun over, and depending what time of year.
They were just little.
Yeah, they wouldn't
and they
have.
got hungry, so they ate their lunch.
Yeah.
Thought it must be lunch.
Yeah. And really, yeah, you can see how that would happen. Oh, that's funny.
It was funny. Well, I thought it was funny.
Oh my gosh. Extra chores for them.
Oh, yeah. There was one time they had to do extra chores. What did they do? They went out, they sat behind the barn. They're supposed to be doing work or something, and they got caught just sitting there doing nothing. They were supposed to be doing this stuff, and they were just going to put in the time and let on like they did it. And yeah. So he wasn't an angel. Apparently not.
Everybody, being a kid, right?
Yeah.